Hey YouTube, Vegan Mark here. I saw a TikTok video recently by Jason Capital which described the scenario in which if a person had a gun held to his head and was told that he needed to make $100 within a day, he could probably do it. And I think the same argument can be extrapolated to veganism. If you had to go vegan within a day and you had a gun to your head that said you had to go vegan or you would die, I'm pretty sure everyone would be able to do it. In fact, I'm totally sure that everyone would be able to do it. So my point is that being vegan is not difficult. Being vegan is the easiest thing in the world. It's people that have too much choice to do what they want, which means that they don't bother to do what's right with their choices. So as a vegan activist, animal rights activist, I believe I could do a lot more. That's the problem that I have with my life at the moment. I feel that I could act and say things to people and educate people and spread the word on veganism a lot better than I am at the moment. But I'm struggling because my oratorical skills aren't very good, and as you can tell with my channel, I do my best, but I'm not exactly a great speaker most of the time. Sometimes I can't say things which I believe have been said before. My mind doesn't work that way. I like to say things which are fresh and novel, and saying the same thing about the dairy industry or the meat industry that's been said a million times can become a little bit frustrating for me. That's why I don't do it very often. But I think one of my videos that I created on 15th of May this year, entitled 15th year anniversary, the worst day of my life, talked a lot about the animal agriculture industries in the world today and how exploitative they are and how dangerous they are to the planet and to the animals, of course, themselves. So if you do want to watch that video, I encourage you to watch it. It's had about 80 views so far, and it's the best activism that I've done in my YouTube career so far. So what have I been doing as an animal rights activist? Well, I've been producing a newsletter like this. It's called vystopia. I wrote the entire content and I printed it out and created it entirely from scratch in Microsoft Word. And that's what you can see inside. That's what it looks like. Got some interesting articles, some hypothetical news stories, some recommendations on who to watch in the vegan community in social media worldwide, and of course meal suggestions for those who want to avoid eating meat, eggs, and dairy. There's on the back. There's a crossword puzzle like that one there, very complex crossword puzzle, and some statistics on animals, and it's particularly in the context of veganism. So I'm going to read to you the article that I wrote. Hopefully this will come across to you as being pretty informative and interesting to you. It's called Vegans in the Time of Corona. Mainstream media will not tell you the shocking truth that the coronavirus started in a situation in which non-human animals were needlessly exploited. In fact, more than 75% of all pandemics, including mad cow disease, swine flu, and the coronavirus are zoonotic diseases. That is, they have been cultivated among animals, particularly farm animals, in the first instance. Governments are not taking the prevalence of zoonotic disease seriously enough, but you can. The governments are here to patch over problems in our society, but they do not address the core issues. It has only been the power of the vegan movement that has heavily reduced the powers of the dairy industry, for example, and shown that when people learn the truth, they will do the right thing. Giving up meat, dairy, and eggs will not only reduce your risk of dying from the major health complications such as heart disease and cancer, it will boost your immune system, making you considerably less susceptible to infections. Your refusal to consume animal products such as leather, wool, or silk will help make the world a better, more humane place. More importantly for the animals, choosing to live vegan will free your conscience and allow you to live the very best life without the hypocrisy that comes with consuming our animal cousins. People who claim that becoming vegan is hard usually don't know enough about the food situation in civilized parts of the world. Nowadays, vegans are spoiled by a great abundance of plant foods and meat alternatives. The very best nutritionists in the world today, such as Dr. Michael Greger and Dr. Neil Barnard, actively endorse and promote a plant-based diet for optimal health and will show you how easy it is to be vegan in 2020. Studies in the concepts of intermittent fasting and calorific density have given rise to much more effective diet solutions which do not require you to buy any fancy products. A diet rich in fresh vegetables and some fruits is healthy and satisfying, and it won't cost the earth. Living in lockdown and restricted access situations requires adaptation and resourcefulness, just as becoming vegan does. Complaining about matters is not always useful. Being able to strategize and figure out the best way to come to terms with the panic of the pandemic requires you to be courageous and act decisively. There has never been a better time to go vegan and tell your friends to do the same. So that's my article. And I will say that I follow Joey Carbstrong on TikTok and YouTube, and that I follow Tash Peterson on the same channels. And people like Ryuji Chua, also known as Peace by Vegan, on YouTube and TikTok as well. So these are some great animal rights activists to follow. And if you want to know more, just check them out, and you'll have access to a great amount of intellectually stimulating and very elusive videos on animal cruelty in the world today. Have a good afternoon. Bye for now.